Sex and Sensuality, the podcast, where we speak what your dirty mind thinks. We are here every Monday night at 9 p.m. chatting about tantalizing topics that most won't dare say aloud. Well, hello, and welcome to Sex and Sensuality, the podcast, where we speak what your dirty mind thinks. I am Miss Mika, and I have Miss Philosophy over there. She has changed her name, y'all. Y'all know I'm so used to calling her Gigi. I'm so used to calling her Gigi. She wanted to change her name, so now it's Philosophy. How are you, girl?
I am good. It's so good to see you, honey. Looking all fly and stuff.
Thank you,
what?
Right, child, baby, wet and wet, honey.
That's right, honey. That's what you got to do when you have a baby. Knock it out and look fire right after.
Let me tell you, because this is my last child. I do not plan to have any more kids. So my goal now, moving forward, now that I've had this baby, is to just push forward, work out, try to keep my body looking good. Because for some reason, I went into the hospital. I was 100 and 62 pounds. I left that hospital 131 pounds.
Wow, that was all baby weight.
It was all baby weight, and I actually only gained 15 pounds during my journey of pregnancy. So
okay, well, you look good.
Thank you, girl. So now, okay, Vicky, you gotta eat right, you gotta work out, you gotta make sure that this baby weight does not come back. Oh Lord. Anyway, enough about me. Look at you with your new hair.
I know, right? Look, I done got a new name, a new look. I woke up this morning. You know how sometimes you just feel like, you know what? I was literally like in that twilight sleep. And somehow I started waking up thinking, I just need to feel like different today. I want to start afresh. Went and got the clippers and shaved all my hair off.
Wow. I am amazed.
Thank you.
It looks great.
Thank you. Girl, it's just hair. If I want some tomorrow, I can go buy some and swing it if I want.
That is so true. And see, when I saw you, I was like, hold up, man. Has she been wearing headpieces all this time?
Yes, I love to change it up. That's it.
Well,
Keep them guessing.
Well, you know what? That goes right into what we're talking about tonight. So, okay, ladies, tonight we are discussing initiating sex. We know that, it's a lot of women find it very hard to initiate sex. And let me tell you guys, this is the reason why Sex and Sensuality came to fruition in the first place, right? Because I had two friends that were telling me that they find it hard to be sexy and to initiate sex with their man. And they was like, I have to get drunk or I have to be high or something so I can initiate sex. And I was like, I don't need none of that, honey. Okay. All I need is my good old confident self and this naked body. And I'm just like, go.
That's right. And don't let it have been a while.
Girl. So I started Sex and Sensuality so I can help women become more confident in expressing their sexual desires and initiating sex when they want it. Because we can be just as in control of our sex life as men think they are to us when it comes to our sex.
Men think they are, right?
So we have to take control and be able to initiate sex. And I think it's so important because it makes you feel, first off, it makes you feel more confident in the bedroom, for sure. You feel more empowered to explore and do certain things. And then I know, even though, some men may find it a little intimidating, a lot of men like to see a woman take control.
Oh, yes, they do. They do. That's for sure. They like that. And especially if you over there doing stuff with yourself for a minute to say, hey, baby, look, this is what I got for you. Just sit over there and watch.
Oh, yeah. That is so true. So y'all, let me just kind of digress real quick because y'all still be drinking. So I have my little mama juice. This is what I call my mama juice. I get to
What is
drink it.
that?
Girl, it's some rum and rum and mango juice. That's all it is. I make that
Oh.
tropical cocktail, my little rum and mango juice cocktail. I use coconut rum. I love coconut rum. And I
Mhm.
mix it with some mango with Everfresh mango juice. And it's so tropical. It tastes so good. I always feel like I'm on a beach. But anyway, I get to have a little treat once the baby goes down to bed because he's already breastfed. Now I can have my little drinky drink. So anyway,
Mhm.
get out. This is my little mama juice, y'all. That's what I
Got
call it.
it in this little cup, making it look all innocent, like them water up in there.
Just another manic mom day. My friend got this for me for Christmas one year.
That's
I
cute.
love it. Okay, so back to it. So, why do you feel women don't initiate sex? What do you feel is the issue? What makes it hard for a woman to initiate?
Well, the culture is men, men, men. Men are in control, men should initiate. It's a men's world. So women sometimes can feel intimidated, and they could also feel like they don't want to ostracize their men or make them feel like they're wearing the pants, that whole thing.
Mhm.
So they might just try to sit back and say, let my man handle things in the bedroom. I know how to be a lady, and just, girl, bye.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why, but I don't think that that's really what they want. I
Mm,
think more women want to have more control. They want to initiate. They want to be able to say, hey, get their little cowboy, get their cowgirl hat and boots and be able to tell
yes.
him later. I think that's what they would want if they knew that their men were okay with that, if their
Hmm.
father was okay with that.
I agree. I love the thought of dressed up. So I want us to talk about that. We're going to do a whole episode on
Mm,
keeping it spicy, mixing it up, and dressing up and role playing, doing a lot more role play. I know we did one on that similar before, but I want us to dive deeper and talk about different forms of role play that
do I get to
actually
dress
help.
up? Do I get to dress up? I like to dress up, girl.
Girl, I love dress up too. We should both dress up. Yes, let's dress up. Let's do it. But I agree with you on a lot of things, what you just said. But I also think too, some women are very shy and they
Yeah.
grew up in a household where sex wasn't talked about. So, or
That
they were made to feel ashamed for having
mm,
sexual feelings.
yeah.
And that is something that I work with a lot with some of my clients. They're feeling like, well, I can't have sexual feelings, or I'm not supposed to do this, or a
Mm,
lady, isn't supposed to do that, or whatever. So they feel ashamed, and then they bring that shame with them into their marital bed or into their partnership with their spouse, their man or woman, and
mhm.
they keep that there, and they just mainly whenever somebody else wanted, that's when they give it to them, as opposed to initiating it on their own.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I remember there was a neighbor of mine, she was Jehovah Witness, and I remember her telling me that in their sex that they have to literally, it's about being none of those rotted from the back,
Yeah.
literally missionary stuff, and that's how they feel or what they're taught in that, which I thought was very strange. Like, if
That
it's your bed, this is your marriage bed, shouldn't be defiled. It could be able to be whatever it is, right?
yeah, I've heard that in a lot of Christian households too. Like from Christian perspective, it's like, well, we're not supposed to do all those other things. Just supposed to have missionary sex. And I'm like, why? Why? Why
I
do you
don't
just have to have missionary sex? You know what I think about? I say it. You know how people say, the Bible was written by men and God had
Mhm,
nothing to do with it. Okay, because there's a whole part in there that says the marital bed, like you said, is undefiled, and
mhm.
whatever goes on in that room is what goes on in that room.
That's
So I'm
right.
like, it probably was some men in there writing that little piece right there. 'Cause
They
they
was
didn't
like, "Look,
want
we don't agree with that part." I know.
right. They didn't want
Mm-mm.
women to feel like they can't do. They want women to feel like they can do anything they want to up in that bedroom. So
That uh-uh.
I do agree that the shame that comes from these things that you're taught when you're younger, it really plays a big role in how you view sex, then what you do when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
And I I've said this before, talking about sex should start from a very young age. in age appropriate ways, because it is something that, not unfortunately, fortunately, I guess, everyone does, so
Yeah.
the majority of people are having sex. And if we don't talk about it and we make our kids feel like it's something that's shameful, then they're going to not have the proper tools they need to have healthy sex. So
Mm.
we got to talk about it, and we want to take that shame away. I was reading an article,
Mhm.
and it's about this lady named Tracy Cox. So she talked about 3 things that you could do to try to help initiate sex, right? So one of the things she said was, make sure that you're not making it like, whatever you're trying to do, you don't want to make it subtle. Because I know people do that. Folks that are shy, they like, they may go and rub on their leg or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then this man is looking like, or a woman, they're looking like, thank you, baby. Thank you for that back rub, or thank you for that little
Right.
neck rub.
They don't know where we going with this.
And they're not thinking about sex. So you have to make it a bold move. Make it a bold move. It needs to be something that this man or this woman recognizes as, oh, we're going to move on to the next step now. So, of course, kissing, making out, or if you're going to rub on a rub, if it's a man, rub on him in a way that you rubbing up towards that dangling. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. I was watching your favorite show yesterday.
Which one, girl?
That the one you got me hooked on last year. Your little show, Sex in the City, the new one.
Sex in the City. I'm interested in the new one as much, but
But I was watching that, right?
mm-hmm.
And there was a scene. What is her name? Boris Kojo's wife.
Oh yeah, Nicole.
Yes, she plays a wife, and then her husband. She has a closet. It's like a bedroom, anyway. And in there, she has a desk in there with a computer and all the clothes and stuff. So she's in there with her negligee, and she's on the computer. And her husband come in, and she's bent over, right? So she's typing on the computer, and he's looking. He comes in, he goes, "Wow, what a sight!" And she was like, I'm trying to get this thing out," and she's talking about the work that she's behind, and he was like, okay, because he's just busy looking at her and she's busy just typing. And he goes, I gotta go, I gotta go. He goes, but look how you look. He was like, yeah. She was like, okay, let's see, what time is it? Okay, we got a few minutes. I mean, and she just kept on going. But it was just the fact that she was standing there with her butt tooted out and on the computer. And he was like, well, damn.
See, and that's a hint, something that a way to initiate it without being too subtle. I mean, but you got to know what you're doing, though. She didn't know she was initiating anything. She just was like trying to do her work.
But the point is that you could just be in your closet with on just a negligee and walk out and let your significant other see you, and they'll be like, oh, like this, don't you? This is cute. Like this color on me,
I love it. Okay. So another thing she says, try initiating sex during different times of the day. I like that too, because everyone is expecting sex before bed, right? It's like, oh, we go to bed, we have sex, we wake up the next morning, life goes on. So I'm the type of chick, I like to have sex anytime. Anytime the mood hits me, I want to do it. So I'm the type of girl that likes to wake up in the middle of the night and get it going, because it's just something exciting about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so exciting. And most men, if we're talking about men, most men are going to turn down no middle of the night because they probably in the middle of a sex dream, while you waking up.
Anyway. Mm-hmm. That's true.
But what I have noticed, though, dating women, a lot of women don't like middle of the night sex. Yeah, I've seen that.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think a lot of women just don't like to be waking up, awoken in the middle of the night, awaken. I don't know what I said, but awaken in the middle of the night. So they sit there and they, I'm going to say this. A lot of times women are working so hard, right? They're taking care of the household, and they're working a job. So it's like, when they get a little bit of moments to get some good old sleep, they're like, damn, you gonna wake me up try to have sex?
I'm good at sleep. I know. Maybe.
And some of
Maybe.
them don't find that sexy. I think I'm one of the only women that find that sexy. I don't mind being woken up in the middle of the night for some sex. I don't care how tired I am. Wake me up.
She's like, wake me up. Yeah, probably. Yeah, wake me up. Like I said, especially if it's been a while. Go back to that
Especially
again.
in a while, honey. Wake me up. I'm ready to go. Okay. So anyway, yes. Initiating at different times of the day, when you know your husband or your wife or your partner, they're getting ready for maybe their morning routine is to read a book in the morning or read a newspaper or drink a cup of coffee. You could make it something sexier. Like, girl, I just got a whole vision in my head. They sitting there at that table, they drinking their coffee, and then you walk up and you just straddle him or her. They gonna be like, what? I get some morning nookie.
Morning nugget. Some breakfast. Can I get my eats on before breakfast? That's the truth.
Imagine that's such a sexy scenario, especially if you're in a cute little t-shirt or a little button down, have a little, and then walk with them little cute little legs. I'm just saying cute little legs because I'm imagining y'all got some cute legs. And then you walk up there and you just straddle him when he's drinking that coffee or she's drinking her coffee. And you sit there kissing and loving on them. And there you go.
Sounds sexy to me.
Look at you.
What about the office?
Ooh. Well, how about the work from home office or the office office?
How about both? What's wrong with both of them?
Girl, let me tell you, I'm here enjoying this conversation a little bit too much, but I have had some office sex.
Oh, home office? Look, home office or office office?
Office. It was so fun. It was like taboo, but it was just so sexy and so risque. You don't know who's coming in. And then I think we did hear someone come in. I know, girl, I was nice. But I think we did hear somebody come in and we kind of hid behind the desk. Oh my God.
The excitement.
I'm not talking about, now y'all don't think I'm sitting up here reminiscing on the sex. I'm reminiscing on the actual experience.
The experience. It was the experience.
The excitement of doing something in a space that you normally not supposed to be doing it,
Yeah.
So it was fun. And I think that is a good thing, being able to initiate it in different places. Like your garage in your home right before they leave. Like, hey, baby, you forgot something. They be like, what you
forgot something?
You forgot me. And you going over there.
Oh, my goodness. There's so many different ways to have a whole bunch of excitement in your sex
really
life.
is. And I think that we are so caught up on the things that we haven't learned, the things that we see on TV, the things other people are saying, doing and not doing, all that other kind of stuff that we just miss out on the fun of it all. Okay. So another thing she mentioned is if you're nervous, don't do it face to face. Don't initiate face to face. What do you think she means by that? And then I'm going to tell you what she means. I
don't know. What does she mean? If you're nervous, don't initiate face to face.
Okay.
Maybe because your nervousness will take away the excitement. Maybe that's why she's saying that if you do it face to face.
No, she's saying if you're nervous, don't do it face to face. So meaning initiate it through a letter, initiate it through a text message, a phone call. There's so many different ways that you can initiate. Sexting is a big way to initiate sex because you just send a nice little sexy picture of you in some lingerie. You're like, babe, I'm your dinner when you get home. And they're going to be like, what? Oh my gosh. And then they coming home and they ready. And you have already initiated it without even looking at this person in their face to do it. Because sometimes we do get a little shy, right? Women get a little shy and they find it hard to do it outright. But that's a nice way to do it. It's a subtle way to do it without being too subtle.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So you're too shy. You don't want to do it face to face. So like you said, find another way of doing that, getting
Mhm.
the message across. I mean, like even if you leave, say you're leaving for work or school, whatever, before
Mhm.
your spouse, write something sexy on the mirror, right?
Mm.
You use lipstick. If they're going, they're gonna take a shower right after you. Put it when you're in there. Put it in there. When they come out the shower, they're gonna see your message on the mirror.
Mhm.
Put a
Mhm.
note in
And
their
it's like,
lunchbox,
yeah,
or in their pocket of their jacket. So when they pull it out in the middle of the day, be like, "Oh, wait a minute, put some panties in there." How about that?
yes, look, cute little white panties. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Spread with some perfume. Mm.
Yes, them
Or
senses,
better yet, put them
senses
on for 5 minutes, take them off, and then put them in there. It's so many ways.
Yeah.
And when you were saying about writing I was thinking about this. Some couples come up with, they make it like a game, right? They like, you want sex tonight, hang some red panties on the door. Or
Okay.
so you could do something like that too. You hang some red panties on your bedroom door so when they come home, they know that, hey, this is what I would like tonight. Because
Mhm.
initiating sex, we also got to not complicate it, right? Initiating sex doesn't always have to do anything with touching or seeing the other person. It just has something to do with letting this person know that you want sex tonight, right?
Right.
You want to be intimate
Desirable.
tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, you want to be sexually intimate tonight. So you find little ways to do it. And I love the idea of putting like something on your doorknob. If you have kids, you may not want to do panties, but you may do a red rubber band or a red like scrunchie or
Mhm.
something, that is your little secret. It doesn't let the children know what's going on, but you know what that particular thing means.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like
So
that.
I like that too. So we talked about ways to initiate sex, which I think we giving y'all some good old tips, ladies. I hope y'all are writing these things down and, and
Look,
taking
I
advantage
am.
of it. I know that's right. Philosophy. I was going to say GG, but philosophy. Anything else that you want to say before we wrap up tonight? Because I think this was a great conversation.
I know. I loved it. I just want women to feel empowered to know that you have the control. It's okay to have the control, to be
Mhm.
able to let your partner know what it is that you want and be clear and be sexy with it and try some games and try something that look, all of this, whatever year you're in your age, right? Think about all of those things that you've ever wanted to do, and with your partner, just do it. Just step out there and do it. Try it.
I agree. I agree. Well, this has been a great conversation. We thank you all for joining Sex and Sensuality, the podcast where we speak with your dirty mind things. And we will see y'all next week. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Sex and Sensuality, the podcast.